Xiao lanterns.
This guy has a really active imagination.
Wait. Stop. That's enough. Don't make me relive it anymore. My poor heart can't take it. You mean the folks from the International Trade Association? And I suppose they are far from home, just like me. Often, I'll sneak down to the shore at night and listen to the sound of the waves. I like to imagine it's the voice of my hometown, carried across the ocean. I've run into folks from the association more than a few times doing just that, but I always hide my face and slip away. Don't you think I've wanted to talk things through with them and free myself from this anguish?
Well, no one stopped?
They're so resilient. None of them had anyone else to rely on, so I caved. Those people, they'd make the smallest of promises, offer the most measly— All right, I'll tell you the whole story. It's eating me up inside, and I can't take it anymore.
You ready to talk now?
But I betrayed them. I can't show my face there.
Come on, you scaredy cat. Look, you messed up, but now it's time to make things right. So come on, get it off your chest. What's the deal here?
It's a scheme by the tax collection Ashigaru. Keijiro and his companions. They start by overtaxing the merchants, then take the extra crystal marrow they receive and stockpile it. Once the merchants run out of places to buy crystal marrow, they get me to sell that extra stock back to the merchants at an extortionate price, with the proceeds going to the tax collection Ashigaru.
It's plain evil gouging them like this.
I'm their puppet, yes. But my cut is a tiny fraction of what we take in total. It's barely an evidence. Now that I think about it, whenever I report back to him after a sale, he always heads to the same place. It's always made me suspicious. As it happens, I handed some Mora over to him not long ago. I can show you where he went if you want.
Really? Well, then there's...
Keijiro! It's him!
After him! Too close! That's too close!
Come out, I can see you. Who are you? Why are you following me?
Uh-oh! Seems like he's noticed us.
Sorry. I need to think about it.
Keijiro!
After him!
Should I close early? It's not like I'll get any customers. Love or freedom? Which one should I choose?
Sorry. I need to think about it.
If you want to taste Mondstadt's great wine...
Ah, Ryoko, how's business?
All the better thanks to your generous patronage.
Good. Thankfully, I earn plenty these days.
Oh, but of course, tax collection is difficult work.
Now, who else is behind on payments? Let me think. Yes, the Trade Association clique still needs to be brought into line. What was that sound?
Quiet! Don't let him find us!
Must be hearing things. Drat, I'm behind schedule. I need to hurry.
He's getting further and further away! Let's catch up a little.
What could he be doing at a place like this?
It looked like he buried something over there, didn't it? Whoa, it's boring! Paimon thought he'd hidden a big pile of Mora here.
Let me take a look here. Aha! Yes! This is what we're looking for. A clear and complete record of every
Great! Well, now we have our hard evidence.
I'll...
Huh? You aren't gonna come...
I need a little more time before I'm ready.
Huh. Poor Werner's a pretty awkward...
But we really don't have anything left if this keeps up.
You know the decree. The rules are the rules. No discounts, no exceptions, and no... And who are you?
It just so happens that we found...
Huh? Is this true? You've been swindling us!
Well, you...
Let me take a look at the ledger. Well, would you look at that? So, Mr. Keijiro, it seems you have some...
So you think you can use this against me, do you?
Word has it that Samurai and the Commission place great importance on reputation and...
Huh? Is that a threat?
No, not at all. I'm simply stating that it would be quite a pity if an illustrious gentleman such as yourself...
Well, even if what you say is true...
I believe you still have a quantity of crystal marrow. Perhaps that crystal marrow could be used as compensation for the recent...
Is that it?
Do you have any idea the hoops I had to jump through to get the crystal marrow and keep it hidden?
And not even an ounce of shit...
So that's it? My shop's been closed for weeks now.
Come on, Harrison. We've already
I'm sick of being pushed around like this.
Harrison!
Hey, what's all this racket? Does someone dare...
Chief, you've arrived.
What was all the commotion I heard?
Oh, we were just discussing a minor tax issue. I do my...
A helping hand. The only thing you're doing is stuffing your greedy pockets with our hard-earned wealth. I assure you...
Oh, and you dare to utter the... Seize the merchants! We will
Uh-oh. This is...
Gentlemen, come now. Is there any need for this?
Who are you supposed to be? And why...
You never heard of the Fixer?
Here's my card.
Huh. You're from the Yashiro Commission.
Shh.
Huh. Well, this is Kanjo Commission territory. However...
Of course not. Still, perhaps you could show the young lady of our clan some courtesy. You wouldn't want your name showing up in a petition to the Shogun, would you?
That fan. I don't need any trouble with her.
But, Chief!
Enough! We're leaving.
Let's get dinner one day soon, gentlemen. No response, huh? I suppose that bridge is well and truly burned then.
Thank you so much, Toma. But I'm sorry your relationship with the Kanjo Commission had to suffer for our sake.
Hey, I was joking. It's a small price to pay, and you're more than welcome. If there's anyone you should be thanking, it's the Traveler. He's the... If nothing else, I'm sure the tax collection Ashigaru will tread a little more carefully in the future.
Toma, what was all the...
Shh, not here. Too many people listening.
It's tyranny, plain and simple.
Thank you.
Corruption seems rife in the Kanjo Commission. They truly are rotten to the core. All right, time for me to answer your questions. What would you like to know? Straight to the point. I belong to the Kamisato clan of the Yashiro Commission on Narukami Island. I'm an attendant of the Shirasagi Himegimi.
identity. So, the Yashiro Commission. Guessing that's another.
Correct. The Kamisato clan is the head of the Yashiro Commission, who manage ceremonial and cultural affairs. I'd go into more detail on what exactly that covers, but I'm not even sure myself. I'm just someone who was fortunate enough to be taken in by the Kamisato clan. My role is to take care of the daughter of the clan, Kamisato Ayaka, also known...
Seems like she must be super famous in Inazuma.
Oh, most definitely. She's graceful, dignified. Her fame even somewhat eclipses that of her older brother, Kamisato Ayato, despite the fact that he's the current head of the clan. I suppose those who treat others with compassion earn themselves the same treatment in return. Miss Kamisato's situation certainly seems to attest to that. Take me, for example. I'm just an attendant. You're asking the right questions. And to be honest, I don't want to keep you in the dark any more than is necessary. Firstly, you should know that being a fixer is not something you can fake. I spent the better part of a month tirelessly building up a network of relationships on the island. And I got to know Captain Beto during that time too.
Still pretty good going for just a month's work.
Well, maybe I have a slight knack for schmoozery. But the main thing was, I had to make sure I'd be in time to receive you when you arrived. Inazuma may have closed off to the outside world, but that hasn't stopped a lot of people from hearing about your feats in Mondstadt and Liyue. So, when Miss Kamisato heard of your intention to come to Inazuma, she began looking forward to your arrival with great anticipation. She's excited to find out whether the rumors are true. That is, that you have what it takes to change the tide of the times.
Change the tide of the times?
In the test I gave you earlier, although there were a few hiccups at the end, it was you who found the way to turn the situation around. Navigating powerful people, using their character flaws to your advantage. It's just what Miss Kamisato had hoped to see. With your help, even the Vision Hunt Decree... That's an unexpected development. Yes, of course. I completely understand and as agreed.
Toma sure didn't put up...
Well, my work on... one more thing. This invitation letter, good luck with everything.
Toma's not such a bad guy, huh? Huh? What's up? Oh, right! Wait, so... Did Toma forget that? Oh, darn it! No! As soon as we get off Ritu, Paimon's go... Well, guess we should give...
Stop there! Present your travel permits.
Sorry, but we really gotta get to Narukami Island.
If you don't have a travel permit, this is as far as you'll get.
As expected. Traveler, you gotta think of something. How do we get out of Rito? Are you saying we should go and meet with the Kanjo Commissioner? Guess it can't hurt to try. Even if Paimon has a few choice words to say about... Who knows? Maybe he's our biggest fan.
Halt! This is the Kanjo Commissioner's office. No trespassers.
We're here to see,
The Kanjo Commissioner seldom entertains outlanders. Leave now or we'll be forced to...
Wait.
Oh, Commissioner!
These two are honored guests from afar. No need to give them the usual Come on in.
Did you get all that?
My sincere
Take this!
I am Hiragi Shinsuke, Kanjo Commissioner and head of the Hiragi clan.
Nice to meet you, sir. So, the reason we wanted to...
All right, all in good time. 2 travelers renowned far and wide have shown up to see me, and I should very much like...
So what you're saying is...
Absolutely. How many other people in the world have what it takes to knock the wind out of Storm Terror's sails and put the Overlord of the Vortex back under the sea, eh?
Exactly! Paimon thinks you make an excellent point.
And I hear you also foiled a Fatui plot in Liyue Harbor. Even beat one of their harbingers in a duel. Is that true?
Whoa, you heard about that too?
As I thought.
Something wrong?
No. I'm simply awestruck by you. Rito is greatly honored to... One other thing I heard about you is your great zeal for helping other people. This makes me wonder whether you might be so kind as to render your assistance to the Kanjo Commission.
Oh, sure, no problem. Whatever you need, right?
Excellent. You must know the Qingxin. A flower.
Yep, we've picked a few of those before.
Yes, bring me 300 Qingxin.
Did Paimon hear that wrong?
Too much trouble. Then how about this? We have a few items.
That sounds much more like...
709 letters.
Hey, what gives? How come you don't have people...
Terribly sorry. We're just a little short on people lately.
What sort of an explanation is that? Traveler, what are we going to do? Should we really help this guy?
That's the spirit. Don't keep...
You're seriously considering taking this job? The terms are ridiculous!
Quake! Crumble! Rise!
Halt, you two!
What did we do?
Miss Hiragi has a letter for you. She insists that you read it immediately.
A letter? Quick, let Paimon see! So this means she wants you to secretly meet her at night? But you didn't seem surprised at all by this. What's going on? Paimon knew something just didn't seem... Let's ask her...
You finally arrived. This is technically the second time we have met.
Wow. She's the daughter of the hero.
No need to be so formal. I've long marveled at your accomplishments.
Is it Paimon or does something...
The reason why I wanted to secretly meet you here is, well...
Discuss what?
Ahem. I should like to ask for your help with delivering a letter.
Like father, like...
No, you misunderstand me. I was hoping that you could deliver a letter to Narukami Island in my stead. It is to be given to Kujo Kamachi of the 10th. My father has always forbidden me from communicating with him. He knows that there are prospects for my marriage that would better serve him politically. But there is no one who would dare defy my father's will on Rito. Of course, in doing so, I will also do everything in my power to help you leave Rito. That is my promise. To be perfectly honest, as long as you remain in Inazuma, my father will have no intention of letting you leave Rito.
Yeah, we figured as much. It was pretty obvious he was just trying to hold us up here.
I secretly overheard a conversation between my father and a very arrogant-sounding woman just a few days ago. They seemed to be discussing how to keep you here on Rito. In fact, it was the first time I had ever heard my father speak so respectfully to someone who wasn't the Shogun. We don't have much time. I'll tell you... Very well. I'll be waiting for you at the border. Hold on, please. These goods are being sent to Watatsumi Island?
My lady, this is an unexpected honor. You are correct. These goods have been...
Is there something wrong, Lady Hiragi?
No, as you were. My father simply has some concerns of the shipment's safety, and has ordered that
My lady, you aren't suggesting that you intend to escort this shipment personally, are you? There's certainly no need for you...
Please, do not cause us any further delay. If memory serves me right, my father has already asserted that this shipment...
Yes, of course, my lady. It's just that...
Now, need I remind you of the penalty if anything were to happen to... Do you really presume that you can fully guarantee my safety on your own?
Boy, Chisato can talk the talk.
Yes, my lady. Very well then. It's an honor to have you...
Shinojo, you can't really be agreeing to this.
Well, the request is from Lady Hiragi herself. It is our duty to serve her in the utmost capacity.
Yes, but that's not the problem here.
Well then, if we're through here, I suggest we set off at once. Dawdling will only allow potential thieves more time to prepare.
Yes, my lady. You heard...
Is up ahead. Cannot pass without a permit.
My lady, please stay back. We'll handle it.
Not as well as we'll handle it.
Picked the wrong test subject. The wrong test subject. Solidify!
Monster sighted! Prepare to counterattack! Protect Lady Hiragi at all costs!
We'll take care of this. Stay with Chisato.
See no more! Direct assault! Lightning flash! Thunderclap!
This is order.
Watch out! More monsters inbound! Lady Hiragi, stay close.
Everybody stand back!
Thing or two.
Stabilize. You're open. Order guide you. Solidify.
Light blade!
Gather.
Fairy. Take this! We can take refuge in the village up ahead. How are you faring, my lady?
I'm perfectly all right. You may stop here. In my letter, I've requested Kamaji.
My lady?
So that's how it is.
No, Lady Hiragi would never hide anything from us. I'm sure of it.
I'm not afraid to say that.
The one...
Shinojo, did you all...
What? No, I was just clarifying that...
You two needn't worry. Please, forget that this ever happened. If my father catches word of it, I alone will be held accountable.
Yes, of course.
But what will happen if you're actually...
Don't fret. My father has always been one to spoil me. The worst he'd do is sentence me to half a day without food, or something to that effect.
Huh. Paimon never suspected a guy like him could...
I wish you a safe journey.
Bye, Chisato!
Come now. Quit your staring and let's get moving. We've got goods to shift.
All right.
We're finally on our own way again! I suppose it's time we find Toma. Now, where did he say he would meet us again? Oh, right! Komori Tea House!
Solidify!
Stabilize! I will have order!
My blade! Say no more! Take this! My blade! The fairy! It's my lucky day.
Quake! Stabilize!
Take this! Bellowing thunder! Let's get down to business. Lightning flash! To the fairy!
According to the letter, this should be the place.
Sorry, we don't serve the general public. I'm afraid you'll have to leave.
Wait! Where are the...
Well then, you must be a couple of wandering outlanders that's...
Are our clothes really so...
The Yashiro Commission's seal. This must be from... In which case, welcome to the Komore Tea House.
Well, that sounds more like it.
It's been quite some time since I've seen anyone show up with a new invitation.
Well, now that we're here, Paimon doesn't seem...
Who forgot their promise? I was beginning to think you'd forgotten about me.
What? Is it...
Relax, no need to look so surprised. I take it this is the first time you've seen me in this form? Huh. So you didn't see anything like this when you were in Liyue Harbor?
Now that you mention it, this does suddenly seem
All right. I've had my fun.
Hey! You're this close to getting an ugly nickname, mister!
Well, I've had some time to kill, given that I've been waiting here for you for so long, as was the case in Rito. So I came up with this little fun greeting for when you arrived. But in all seriousness, I would like to apologize about that little test you went through earlier, though it was quite necessary. It helped us determine whether or not to bring you before Ms. Kamisato, and whether you...
Don't think that Paimon's gonna forgive you just because you're getting all serious now.
Sorry, did I overdo it? My apologies. Let me just say this. You've often found yourself skirting the rules from the very beginning, haven't you? Naturally, this is due to your unwavering and resolute... A long time ago, we had a friend who was much the same. But when the lightning struck... So you've heard of his story. His light still burns all the more brightly. Yes, of course. I will bring you to the Kamisato residence where the Yashiro Commission is located. But before that, there is one other place I was hoping you both would accompany me to.
Oh? Where?
I would like you to come with me to the statue of the omnipresent god. It's still under construction.
Delicious tea. Interesting in the past. Books were more interesting in the past. What delicious tea. Right! Crumble! Quake!
This area sure feels gloomy. Huh? Are Paimon's eyes...
Visions.
Visions? You mean all the visions that are collected from the Vision Hunt Decree are put into the statue?
So you've already heard of the Vision Hunt Decree. Before I try to explain, I should perhaps remind you first that Mondstadt is the city of freedom, and Liyue is the city of contracts. As for Inazuma, it's known as the Nation of Eternity. The Raiden Shogun is both the nation's most powerful ruler and its deity. The eternity in question is her endless and unchanging will to rule over. As such, she relies on the Tri-Commission to regulate the nation's affairs. The Shogun wishes to keep Inazuma in stasis, allowing the stream of time to flow from one end to the other without disturbing it.
Seems like every god has their own will.
Of course, this is my own limited understanding. As for perhaps the Shogun believes that visions grant people the power to change, and that her eternity doesn't allow. Whatever the case, the fact is that the Raiden Shogun has dispatched it, and this statue of the omnipresent god can be seen as Inazuma's symbol of eternity.
But if that's the case, wouldn't you say that the Raiden Shogun is being...
Only outlanders such as yourselves would ever dare speak out so directly against the Raiden Shogun. And yet, I agree. The Vision Hunt Decree is something that simply should not exist.
Huh? Hey, are you okay? You look like you're...
Sound? What sound? I didn't...
Yeah, you touched the statue, and then...
Aspirations? That would seem... Have you heard it before? That when a person's ambition reaches a certain strength, the gods look upon them with favor. That is where visions come from. In other words, So if what you just said is true, then the ambitions of these people are stronger than I imagined. Alright, time for the next stop on our tour of Narukami Island, the Kamisato residence.
Fun.
Let's light it up!
Gather!
Back off!
Crumble! Solidify! This is order! Solidify!
Back off!
Gather! Solidify! Rise!
So, this is the kind of place where the big shots of Inazuma live, huh?
Welcome at last to the Kamisato residence, honored.
Is this the Shirazage Himegimi? Oh, behind the screen?
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission. Forgive me.
Makes sense. She's a super
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion. Especially following such a... I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation. At present in Inazuma, in the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share. A commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their people. Traveler, lend us your power, and we can... Oh...
See, milady, it's just like I said.
No, please, wait! I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun on one condition. You must fulfill 3 small wishes on my behalf.
What are your wishes?
They pertain to 3 whose visions were taken from them. Perhaps once you've met them, you will...
A warrior who guards a village, a former samurai who helped carry out the Vision Hunt Decree, and a swordmaster determined to become the best in the world.
Correct. Please do all you can to...
I'm sure you'll do great. Miss Kamisato's left, it seems. No cutting...
See, where's the person I...
Why are you doing this? Why leave all of a sudden?
Precisely. It's much too... The children are desperate for you to take them out to play.
That must be the guy Ayaka told him.
One day, I'll be as great as Ryuji.
Ah, you must also be... Teijima has keeping out the treasure hoarders. fending off any monsters that draw. But now, all of a sudden, we will gladly apologize if that.
If you want my opinion, something to do. It's clear that Tejima had done nothing wrong. I can't claim to fully understand it. Truth be told, we aren't sure whether trying to.
Seems like he's a well-respected... You must be Tejima. So what's been...
Me? It's not a quest true. But that's not why I chose to stay here. And what made me want to come here 30 years ago? And why have I never wanted... I don't have answers to those questions, because I can't remember anymore. In the past, I knew I wanted to stay here. But whatever resolve I had then, it's gone now. So I thought, what's to stop me from moving around instead?
Okay. Well, in that case... But if you can't remember... Oh! Maybe if you just try a little...
Oh, that reminds me. Last...
I keep a diary?
Oh, yes, you do.
Perfect! So if we want to keep Tejima from...
If you don't mind, we will...
This looks like Tejima's diary. Let's see what we have today. The villagers and I got together to cook Today, I helped rescue... I went kite flying today. The string broke, so I chased after it Seems like your average... Huh? I went to pray at the shrine again today, and stayed there a while. Now that's the kind of info we're looking... So this is the interesting. But anyway, if he had this with...
I wish it could be like this all the time.
Here we are! This seems to be... The soil looks like it's been disturbed. Must be something pretty amazing if it made him... It looks like a letter. Konda Village. Sounds so familiar. Where is that place again? So the reason... But he's been here for 30 years! Well, let's go give Tejima...
Well, I'll be. That's certainly my handwriting. And But still, it's clear that I was waiting for... Over the years, I must have made a note. And just look at all the things that did happen over... How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Love? Regrets? No. After all, I've forgotten who she was. It's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. I think... maybe not. If this is something I waited most of my life... Although... what if she were to turn up eventually? Only to find... When I think about it like that... How curious. Why am I thinking like this when I don't even... I shall remain here.
Tejima seems to be dealing... Seems it's just like Ayaka and Toma were saying. That certainly explains this. At least we were able to help. According to Miss Kamisato, the second one who lost their vision is a samurai from the Tenryou Commission. They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining... But why would they take action against... Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
The entire clan is counting on that food! How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions!
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential.
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this!
Oh, huh? And who are you? Wanna
What? We just happened to be passing by. We heard the commotion and came to see what the matter was.
I see. You seem to have come just at the right time. This is Kurosawa. He's a samurai and a member of the Shogun's army. In the past, we'd simply ask him for provisions and everything would be delivered. He's keeping the provisions for himself.
No one seems to care about us. We used to think Kurosawa was a kind man. It's no wonder all the visions have been confiscated. The Raiden Shogun doesn't need people like him helping her rule the nation.
This must be one of the people Ayaka asked us to help. Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa.
I've never even heard of these emergency provisions. I don't know whether it's rumors or whether they're trying to blackmail me. But either way, it's ridiculous. If I was hoarding supplies, would I still be the poor man I am today? My own family can barely get by as it is. No, if you'll excuse me, I've got other... That's the first bit of truth I've heard all day. The Shogun's army told me that I was unworthy of my vision. And they said I was slacking off in my work. Apparently, I'd even disappointed the Raiden Shogun.
Well, that's strange. You were helping enforce the Vision Hunter.
To be perfectly honest, I don't seem to remember the details. All I know is that I would perform certain things every month. And it's not just that. I have this unsettling feeling.
Does it have to do with the missing emergency
I didn't take any. Like I said, if I was taking them for myself, I wouldn't be going through such hard times right now. To top it all off, my house was just raided by treasure hoarders. Which is why I came here in the first place. If you don't believe me, go find the treasure hoarders yourself.
But we better confer. We should be able to follow their tracks.
Yeah. We really outdid ourselves. All those samurai houses packed with goods.
You haven't seen anything yet. Today's just the beginning. I'll be leading you all on an epic journey of pip. You demand, boss.
These seem like the treasure hoarders we're after.
Teamwork is strength!
Take this!
You're open! I got careless.
I will have order.
Gather! Here! Take this! Oh, there goes all the Mora. Come on, boss.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders? Kurosawa. So he's the one who sent you after us, huh? Just our
So what did you see inside?
food supplies. You kidding? That place was a complete mess. All we found was a strange-looking box, hopefully with valuables inside. I didn't want anyone else to see it, so I was planning on... But now that you've caught us, how about we make a deal? That little box for our free...
You've got a deal. Now show us what...
Huh?
What the...
There's nothing in here, but I...
Yeah, a lot of them, and they all seem to be made out to the owner of a general goods store. We better talk to this Miss Aoi and get... As for you guys, you're free to go. Just pray that our paths don't cross it.
Yeah, so we redeemed ourselves for some IOUs.
Shut it. Let's just get out of...
Here! Here!
Welcome to Tsukumomono Grocery. Or perhaps there's something you want. Ah, so you're friends of Kurosawa, I take it?
Whoa! Let's not get ahead of ourselves. How did Kurosawa end up owing you so much money?
Let me think. Kurosawa would come regularly to purchase large quantities of foodstuffs. He'd always put the payment on his own account. However, the price of provisions began to skyrocket recently, and his salary was no longer enough to cover the cost. So, he started writing out IOUs to cover whatever he couldn't afford of the usual amount.
So that's how he was getting those But why did he have to purchase a usual amount? If the prices increased, couldn't he just...
Well, if you think about it, the citizens receiving the emergency provisions must have been carefully calculating how much they needed to sustain them each time. Kurosawa thought that it would be quite the disappointment for them if they found they didn't have enough, especially after such long and careful. So he deemed it necessary to take on the debt rather than let the people down.
Wow. Kurosawa, and no one ever appreciated what he...
People's attitudes will always reflect their circumstances. In the face of hardship, nobody can... if you ask me, had Kurosawa told everyone the truth about the Of course, I'm sure there would still have been some unrest. What he was doing was true. As for why he chose to spend his own money on emergency provisions and never tell anyone, if you're still curious, why don't you go ask... I see. That most unfortunate. If he doesn't clear the debt on his name, he'll have...
Sword?
Oh, didn't he tell you? He possesses a... I've asked him about its origins. He told me that it was a gift from... In hindsight, I regret that I never made an offer on it. Everything has its price, at least that's what I think. Why don't you ask him about the sword yourself? Perhaps... Oh, but before you go...
But we...
Information is also a... Don't worry, I won't
At least we now know where the emergency... Let's go talk to Kurosawa. What are you doing here?
I presented them with a choice. Either they... It turned out to be a real time saver, actually. Did you manage to track down the treasure?
That just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing emergency provisions, but they were all purchased at your own expense.
Strange. Is that really the kind of I don't really have any such recollection. Even after all you've told me. Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put myself... But I cannot deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away, this sword was once... I remember once when I was young. I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next door. What did he say? It would seem that I forgot many important things when all I can remember now is my father telling me that this blade bore his life's creed and said to me,
Hey, if you look carefully, can you recognize the words?
virtue? Somehow those two words seem to taking on seemingly endless debts to make others. But what use are virtue and justice? The Tenryo Commission sees my vision, and the irony of all of it is, I'm incapable of being a good person, yet I'm
Yet another trouble. When we get the chance, let's speak to Tob. In any case, we must never let him sell off. Yeah, seems like, fortunately for us, you don't have a vid. Let's go find the next... The third person who had their vision taken is supposed to... Paimon heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shisui art. This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people around. Let's go talk to them.
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong, but he fought them all off.
Maybe, but I'm still worried about him. Things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shaken him. This time, though...
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once the exorcist...
Hey there! Did something happen?
Who are you? I don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while Don't make me draw my blade, or...
No! You got it so wrong! We just came here to...
Disciples?
Yep. We've heard... But then we got here and overheard you talking about how he got possessed or something?
From the way you're dressed, please, accept my apologies. We've had so many You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Sensei got possessed recently, and he's still recovering. I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? My fellow disciple Nanako and I will explain Sensei's situation to you in a little more detail. Sensei's name is Domon, a name I'm sure you've... Though self-taught, He mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many other prominent sword masters. Never lose. He once said that his goal was to become the best sword master. And so, even while training us, he continued to hone his own art. But then...
Not long ago, Sensei, he says the strangest things over and over. And he refuses. Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's being possessed. But if I'm honest, I still have my doubt.
The Grand Narukami Shrine.
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Narukami Island. The head shrine maiden is reputed to have very... Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. But even... So don't worry, Nanako. The exorcism will take place this evening.
So, losing your vision can cause...
Quake! Shh. So you decided to come. It's a good thing you didn't... Just now, when Nanako was attending to him, she heard him whispering a few names to himself. When she asked him who the people were, he suddenly looked... It looked like he was in great distress. He was covering his ears and looking... All the while he kept calling those names. Some of them we knew. One of them was Anzai. He used to be a fellow disciple of Sensei's. His senior, in fact. But Sensei defeated him in a duel many years ago. And he has been a wanderer ever since. Sensei wouldn't stop calling his name. The ritual has now begun. All we can... Please, excuse me for a moment while...
Huh? Who's that sneaking around? We won't let them get away with it! Seems they aren't here. Should we keep going further up? Is this definitely the right place? Let's look a little... Aha!
How did... Are you sure you're Domon's disciples? You move even quicker than he does, unless... I get...
excuse me? We're the ones that... And what are you doing sneaking around these parts?
Bad news? I'll have you know I trained... I don't care to talk about that time anymore. But if you
His senior?
Anzai? Yes, that's me. Because I don't wish to see Domon or anyone else associated with him. When we were young, we trained under the same sword master. Studying Meikyo Shisui, I had begun training 5 years before him, and everyone looked up to me as practitioners of Meikyo Shisui art seek to achieve stillness of mind, freedom from all agitation. So the majority of disciples are in... But Domon was different. The first thing he did when he joined was go straight to our sensei and ask him, with a beaming smile on his face. Sensei scolded him and told him that the art of the sword should not be used for such vain ends. Sensei said that coveting the title of the best sword master, barely days into his training, showed that he had a fickle mind, and that this would impede him from ever mastering the blade. I thought so too at the time. But Domon began making swift progress in his training, and even started catching up with me. Only then did I realize that it was Domon who had long since freed his mind from all agitation. He was consumed by his singular desire to become the best in the world. He sought nothing less than perfection in the art of the sword, and nothing could deter him from this goal, no matter what stood in his way.
Sure sounds like he meant business. So how come you don't want to ever see him again?
Because until he arrived, I was convinced that I would succeed our sensei as the master of Meikyo Shisui art. Of all the disciples, I was the most gifted. I had trained the longest. Everyone had high expectations for me. Domon's arrival changed everything. When we sparred, I lost not just the match, but my pride and my status too. I fled the dojo that day and never looked back. Later, I heard that he sparred with Sensei too.
Sensei was advanced in years by then, and unfortunately that match used up every last ounce of energy in his body. After that, I wanted nothing further to do with him. Deep down, though, I still respected his mastery of the blade and his commitment to the art of the sword. So, when I heard rumors that he had lost his mind, my first reaction was to dismiss them as false. How could he, of all people, have lost his mind? His mind was the sharpest of them all. He had practiced Meikyo Shisui art to perfection. I decided to quietly come and see if it were true. Then, to my complete astonishment, I heard him call my name. I thought mine was a name he had long since forgotten. So you see, I came here not to cause him any harm. I just wanted to see for myself. Okay, you've heard my story. You should get back now. The exorcism is probably finishing.
Seems like we got it wrong this time. He wasn't here to mess up the exorcism at all. Still, Paimon's not sure we should bring him back with us. Let's go see how the exorcism's coming along.